Hey everyone, so let's talk about using the Garmin Epix Gen 2 Pro versus the Amazfit T-Rex 3. These are going to be my own thoughts and opinions here. I'm not going to go too crazy in depth on either of these watches. It's going to be kind of my own personal experience using the two of them, one on both wrists at the same time here. If you want more in-depth stuff, I know Chase's Summit has been making some videos on this watch very recently, and his videos are very, very good and in-depth. And of course, on the Garmin here, there's a crazy amount of videos on YouTube as well, including from Chase's Summit. First, let's talk about the UI on both of these. I really do like the UI on both of them. With the Garmin, I have actually the touchscreen turned off. You can have that on or off. I pretty much just use the buttons. Unless I am in an exercise with a map, then I'll use the touchscreen. But right now, this is turned off. With the Amazfit, I have both the buttons and the touchscreen turned on. With the Garmin, you have 3 buttons and 2. Whereas Amazfit, you have 2 and 2. I think both of these work very well. With the Garmin here, if we go down or up, we'll get into all your different widgets, which you can add in widgets or take away widgets if you want. So a whole bunch of different widgets there. Hitting the top button here will turn on or off the display. I have it on, always on display on both of these, so it won't turn it off all the way unless it's just sitting here on the desk. You'll notice it will turn off it from time to time. Double tapping this will turn on the actual flashlight, which is something I use all the time. This also has a flashlight, but it is the screen and it's not an actual built-in flashlight like the Garmin is. This flashlight, you don't realize how useful it is until you actually use it. Then you don't want not to have it. It's just a really useful feature. And hitting up here will get you into your exercises, very similar with the Amazfit. Hitting the top right will get you into your exercises. And then the back is the bottom right on both these watches. Once you're in a menu, tapping and holding on the Garmin will get you into your recent stuff on the bottom right. Whereas with the Amazfit, tapping that will get you into your app list. And then let's talk about the exercises here. So both of these have an insane amount of exercise profiles that you can have on. If we go down, we'll do the Amazfit first here. You can add in a whole bunch more. I mean, it's crazy how much stuff is on here. There's all this different stuff. If you guys want to check out the video, I did make one on every single workout that's on here, showing off each workout that's on here. Again, Garmin as well. There is an insane amount. You can add in all this different stuff here too. Each of these has other ones on here. Now, a lot of these will be very similar to each other, of course, on both watches. There's kind of, so you know what activity you actually did, but a lot of them will track the same stuff. As far as accuracy goes, as far as I can tell, both of these are very, very close to each other on accuracy, at least when using GPS. So I've done a few exercises, walks or hikes with both of these. So you can see here, yesterday I have 0.8 on the Amazfit, 0.81 on the Garmin. We did a 5 mile, a bit over 5 mile hike the other day. We have 5.07 or 5.06. So they both seem to be very, very accurate from what I can tell, or at least very, very close to each other when you're doing things with GPS, which is awesome. Especially for the Amazfit, considering this thing costs $280 compared to $1,000. One thing I have noticed though between these is their ascent and descents are way off from each other. So again, same exercise, the 5 mile hike. The Garmin here has ascent of 167, descent of 167. The Amazfit has 311 and 298. So I mean, that's a big difference between these two watches. Which one is more accurate, I honestly do not know, but I just know that there is a big difference between the two. As far as heart rate goes, they both seem to be about right on with each other. You see their average 94, average 96. Max of 112, max of 113. So heart rate seems to be about right on with each other. Again, I do not go in depth with this stuff. It just, as long as they seem accurate to me, that is more than fine. Again, I'm not a crazy athlete. Finding a GPS signal on both of these is very, very fast. I am now inside my house on the top floor. The Garmin found it in probably about 5 seconds. The Amazfit found it in probably about 6 or 7 seconds. They're both very, very close to each other. But the thing I really want to show off here is going to be, once I start it on the Garmin, is going to be the mapping. So both of these can have built-in maps. The Garmin comes with it out of the box, whereas the Amazfit, you have to download part of the map onto your app on your phone, then send it onto the watch. But the main thing here is that both of these do have mapping on them, as you can see here. And both of them will tell you like street names, and if it knows the trail that you're on, it'll tell you the trail name. It'll tell you like bodies of water if it knows the name of them. Stuff like that, very, very cool. Both of them do have route inputting, so you can input routes if you want to do that. Then you can follow the route for the navigation. Both of these do have breadcrumb trails. A lot of stuff that you really need is going to be on both of these. This is definitely better. Both of them is definitely better than not having any map at all. For this video, I just want to say though, the Garmin does include a lot more stuff on the navigation aspect of the maps. And it also gives you more details. And then real fast, and a few times I have used both of these on trails near me here in Illinois in the US. The Garmin has known the trail I am on. It'll give you, the trail line. The Amazfit has not known the trail. It doesn't show up at all. It kind of gives you a blank field, usually a green field here. And then it'll give you the breadcrumb trail, but it has not known the actual hiking trails. It'll know street names that are around said hiking trail, but for some reason it has not known where the trail itself actually is. The Garmin has. Now that might be different for you. It might just be my area if it just for some reason does not know. I have downloaded the map, but it's one issue, if you will, that I've had with the Amazfit. It just doesn't know the actual hiking trail. Both of these do have editable, if that is a word, if it goes back to it there, data pages. So you can change out pretty much any data page you want to change out. You can change it to a whole bunch of different things. That is how both of these are. Both of these do have that, which of course is a very nice feature. One very minor thing I do not like about the Amazfit is that when you do an exercise, once you hit done, it kind of just saves it. Whereas with Garmin, once you hit the done, once it loads here, you can actually go and from the watch itself, you can hit discard. On here, you have to go back into your workout history to delete the workout you do not want on here for whatever reason you might have. If you just don't want that exercise, it is a bit easier on the Garmin to delete it. Where again, with this, you have to go back onto workout history to delete that workout. One interesting thing here is with the Amazfit, it's actually a little bit faster at loading in things. It's a little bit snappier at it. So like we're on the map here. If it doesn't lock itself. All right, try that again without locking itself. Like if I move this map around, it loads in super snappy. As you guys can see there, there's almost no lag with loading in this map. Garmin is fast, but it's not quite as fast as the T-Rex is. It just takes it, again, it's very quick, just not as quick as the T-Rex. Something that's very interesting considering this is 3 times the price of that. This is actually a bit snappier. And you might also notice this when you're in just a regular UI, when going through like your widgets and stuff. Sometimes this will kind of get a little bit snagged on something. The Garmin, this I've not had that issue at all. It's just super fast on everything it does, which is again pretty crazy considering its sub $300 price tag. Now both of these can track a whole bunch of different things. So starting here with the Amazfit, I'm not going to go into every single thing here, but you can see if we just keep going through this, there is so much stuff on here. Like there's a crazy amount of stuff, including the map is also right there. Some of the more major ones here is going to be, of course, you have all the different workouts. You do have a coach on here as well. You do have this readiness, which is kind of very similar to the body battery on the Garmin. Of course, you have heart rate, your blood oxygen, you have stress, everything that's on the Garmin. You have one-tap measure, which I know some Garmins do have as well. You have, of course, sleep tracking. And this does track a whole bunch of your sleep stuff here, your sleep stats. As we can see here, there's a whole bunch of stuff, and it shows you more in the and more in the app as well. Compass, barometer, weather, music. This has actual calendar on it, which I find very awesome. Never remember which months have 31 days in it or 30. You do have membership cards here. You can push your heart rate to workout devices. So if like on treadmills or stuff like that, if they can receive it, you might be able to push it out to them. Again, we have HRV. You have your meditation stuff. And there's even more. There's a whole bunch of different stuff on here. Like there is a crazy amount of things on here. Where again, Garmin has a lot of this stuff as well. And then each of these go into other things. So again, you have like sleep, your HRV. Of course, both will do your steps. Your VO2 max. Again, I'm not going through every single thing here. Now, of course, Garmin does have, I would say, more stuff than what is on the Amazfit. But I think a lot of the important things, a lot of things people are going to care most about, I would say like stress, heart rate, SpO2, stuff like that is going to be on both watches. So I guess my takeaway of it, my own personal takeaway of it is, again, pricing here, you have over $1,000 or around $1,000 versus only not even $300 here in the US. For this, not even 1/3 the price of the Garmin, I think this Amazfit is more than enough for most people. If I did not have the Garmin already and this came out, this is probably the watch I would be looking at over the Garmin. It has more than what I will ever use on it. Now they do have the mapping on it. Yes, the mapping is not going to be as detailed as what you're going to get with the Garmin. But as somebody who is a very casual user, somebody who, I don't really do races or anything like that anymore. All mine are just virtual ones. I don't really need the navigation and stuff that is on this. So it's somebody such as myself who just goes out and hikes or bikes or walks wherever they want without following a route, which you can do on both of these. I think the Amazfit is more than enough. Again, this has so many features on it, and especially considering its $300 price tag, not even $300 price tag, it is crazy. And again, I think for most people, this watch is going to be the winner just because of that price tag and how much stuff you can do with it. Now, of course, if you are more into the athletic stuff or you just want the best watch there is, this is a killer of a watch. It's just that price tag is pretty steep. But you all let me know what you think. These were kind of my thoughts on both these. I think they are both worth it. But of course, y'all have your own thoughts and opinions. Y'all let me know what you think, though. Thank you for watching. I hope you all have a good one. I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.